This is Oscar Bevis for IFL TV. Johnny Nelson joins me. Johnny, thanks for giving me some of your time. Just seeing someone there take a selfie with you, I know how obviously you're thought of in British boxing. It just must be brilliant for you because you dedicate your life to a sport so much to still be appreciated by the fans. Like I said, you know how you're thought of in this sport. It must kind of still bring a smile to you.
It does. It actually still surprises me, if I'm honest with you.
Because you shouldn't do ex-world champ.
You know what? But the thing is, I just think it's a job I did. A job I did a long time ago. I talk about a sport that I love. When the fans are out there and they're watching this as well, I'm hopefully speaking for the fans as well. Yeah. So that's probably why that is the case. It does make me smile, but honestly, it never ceases to amaze me. I'm always shocked.
You know you're doing something right when people are offering to buy you drinks.
Yeah, man, I know. I said, pretty soon you get drunk quick.
I know you're a GBM advocate. I've seen you at previous GBM shows. And this arena, by the way, in Sheffield, in your city, mate, it's wicked.
I'm so proud. I drove down the road, couldn't get a parking space, absolutely packed out. It was like Armageddon, people walking down the streets. Now, most people get peed off with that, but I'm actually not, because that means it's a full house. That means a small-time promoter is doing something right. So that means eventually down the line, this is going to get bigger and better. And for it to happen in Sheffield, to a friend of mine too, I think it sets a great example. I think he puts on a good show, puts on a good spread, and he's got a good team of people working with him as well, trust me. And so it's not just about what you see on screen, he's a grafter. And the team, he's got some good financial backers behind to say, look, we're behind you. Talk Sport, stream the show, a sponsor the show as well. Again, he must be doing something right if you know, you look around you look at the quality, you look at the quality of the crowd, he's getting small hall shows where kids like that never get an opportunity to box. He's doing something right. So to me, that's a good thing.
Yeah, wicked. And I've always said to Izzy, I kind of feel like they've bridged the small hall gap. It's like medium hall sort of stuff, I guess. A couple of things to talk about in the world of boxing. I know we spoke pre-Caroline Dubois, but since then we've had the Fury-Usyk signed poster. Are you one of them where you just can't believe it until you see him in the ring?
Correct, I'm one of them.
We love to get carried away. It's just a fight you want to see, though, isn't it?
But you know what? It's just, I'm struggling. You know, it's signed for, that's cool, that's no problem. That don't mean yet, diddly. It means it's signed for, we might fight each other in 2026. You know, so give me a date, give me a venue. You know, then I'll get excited, because when both sides say yes, it's on. I'm not going to be happy when one side said it, the other doesn't say it. I want a date, I want a venue, I want to say, right, there we are. Both parties have said it. So I know Usyk won't go on with that foolishness and, you know, playing cat and mouse. I know Tyson changes his mind every other day, but I just think it's just got to run it right. Don't run it right, they'll be all right if the show goes right. But until that happens, I just want to wait, hear a date, hear a venue, and then I'll get excited.
I know you would have broken the fight down countless times, and we'll ask you to do it again when or if the fight does happen. But in terms of the amount of times you've probably done it, have you ever changed? Have you always kind of thought the same thing, or have you ever changed? Because I know it's one of them fights where I feel like I've kind of drifted a bit between how I can see it go.
At all. I think Alexander Usyk's a brilliant fighter, a very, very good fighter. I think Tyson Fury can do all and more Usyk does. Usyk may do it with more finesse, more style, more smooth. Tyson Fury can box southpaw, orthodox, backwards, forward, side to side, with one hand, be it left or right. There's a lot more variation to what Tyson Fury is capable of doing, and we've seen that in fights. How many times have we seen Alexander Usyk come out and beat somebody as an orthodox fighter? He's a southpaw. He hasn't done it. He might have switched a little bit for 30 seconds in the round. We've seen Tyson Fury come out and beat a man at southpaw because he can. That means he's got a great boxing IQ. Now Usyk's got a great boxing IQ, but I get him. I'm from a gym that are full of Usyks, or Usyk has mimicked that kind of style, that kind of mindset. I get him, rate him massively, but I think Tyson Fury just has everything and more, which is the size, height, reach, speed. So I'm sticking to what I'm saying. I think Tyson Fury beats him.
I know Eddie said in an interview with another media outlet, I'm not sure who, about the potential of Joshua and Hrgovic now, saying that yes, him and Wilder's a big fight, but yes, it's a great fight. And I think the phrase was world titles above everything. So yes, the Wilder fight's massive, but the chance for Joshua to be three-time world champ and a really entertaining fight. Do you give Joshua, or what chance do you give Joshua in that fight?
against Hrgovic. I think Anthony Joshua is still one of the top 4 heavyweights in the world. I think the only person that topples Anthony Joshua off, for the ones that have already done it, is Anthony Joshua to get out of that top 4. So I think he has a beating of Hrgovic, but he can't go into his next fight if it's against a Wilder or something like that with the same shoulda mentality. He's got to go in there and do what he does, do what's made him a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, do what's got him this far. He's got to use the experience that he has and use that as wisdom in the fight. And I've not seen that as yet. As fights have rolled on.
It's a fight that would entertain. When you look at both guys and fights are previous, I know you never know how it matches up to the styles make fights thing. It's a fight that would entertain.
I actually like that fight. I'm actually glad Eddie mentioned it, but he only mentioned it. So again, let's not get carried away.
Just one more thing. In Sheffield tomorrow, Lee Wood, Josh Warrington. It can't not be a good fight. I don't want to jinx it, but it just can't not be a good fight. They're both 100 miles an hour. So.
I think Josh Warrington is not the fighter he is, and was, but the fighter he is still gives hellfire to so many fighters out there. Lee Wood has grown into a man. He used to train at our gym, and with Lee, he now has the confidence to match his ability, whereas before that wasn't the case. So now what's happened is he's matured. So I think Lee, the man he's turned out to be now, I think Lee has the ability to outbox and stave off and technically outsmart Josh Warrington. But it'll be a great fight. Josh Warrington's fan base is ridiculous. His fan base is ridiculous. So it'll be good.
Yeah, mate, the roof's going to blow off tomorrow. You said he's got the boxing ability, Lee. Do you believe he can stop Josh as well? I mean, I know under Benny, looks like he's kind of changing. He can bang.
No, I don't think he stops him. I think if it gets stopped, that's because the referee does it. But I think it's a points fight, and I think it's a tight, hard work points fight. But Lee Wood's boxing IQ will be the thing that put him out on top.